The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Now that Rob Zombie's version of the Munsters has come and gone, for better or for worse, news recently broke that James Wan will be producing his own version of the iconic 1960s family made up of the famed Universal monsters through his company Atomic Monster, titled simply 1313. Named, of course, after the numerical address on the Mockingbird Lane from which the Munsters reside. There have been several attempts of bringing the Munsters back on the boob tube, with the Munsters today being the most successful and longest running, and yes, lasted twice as long as the original series. Wan says that this will be a reimagining, and specifics are up in the air at this moment. But I'm thrilled to see another attempt at the Munsters, and hopefully Wan knows what he's doing. But how about you? Are you excited for the Munsters? What would you want to see Wan do? And welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome to episode 617 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein. Also, soon to be the lair of lost swag within the Raven Chateau. And also Casa de -0. We are live streaming on Thursday night for episode 617. It's the only time we'll ever have this one. 617 representing the homeland there, MZ.
Well, we didn't bring up 508 before.
That's true. At least I don't think so. Maybe we did.
I don't know. Well, I wasn't around for that, so I couldn't
True.
tell.
Yeah. So here we are, episode 617. And on this week's show, we're going to be talking about the French horror film. I almost called it by its French name, but I'll probably butcher it. It's Infested, but in France, I guess it would be known as Vermines. I don't know how you say that. How do you say it, MZA? Do you know French? Vermines?
Yes, it would be called Les Infested.
Les Infested.
Les Infested.
So, yeah, Raven Shadow apparently has a story to tell this week. It'll be interesting to hear about that. But he was late, but also there is technical difficulties that, they just follow us around. So it is what it is. But here we are. We're live. We're not gonna dwell on that, MZ. You're excited about 1313. I figured you might have had it with the Munsters after that Rob Zombie movie.
You know what? It's funny. I gave the Munsters movie another shot about maybe 3 weeks ago.
Okay. The Rob Zombie one, right?
Yeah, the Rob Zombie.
I guess it's the only. Well, that's not the only movie, but yeah, okay, yeah.
And it's when I'm looking at it again and through a different pair of eyes. I see.
Would you steal someone's eyes?
Well, Herman had his own, had someone's eyes, and I'm looking through a different pair of eyes. So, in a way, I'm kind of relating to Herman Munster in this regard. But I see, I could see what he's trying to do, Rob Zombie. The film itself is, it looks gorgeous. Okay.
Yeah, it looks nice. Yep.
It looks fantastic with that like that neon black light color that they got going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's really impressive. The problem with the film isn't really the writing, because who are we to decide how Herman and Lily met? I mean, this is a prequel of sorts. When you look at it, it's actually a prequel. It's not, it's not a sequel. It's not an extension of the story. Well, it is an extension of the story, but it's an extension of the story going the other way.
Right.
So, mean, as far as a story goes, who are we to say how Herman and Lily met? I'm perfectly fine with the way they did that up to a certain degree.
Yeah.
The what's his name? Daniel Roebuck, who Grandpa was
Yeah.
awesome. He was great.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. He was really, really good. And to a certain degree, I'll even give credit to Sherry Moon Zombie.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, but Philip, Daniel, whatever his name is, these people, they have 3 names. My God, whatever his name is,
Jeff Daniel Phillips.
Jeff Daniel Phillips. Yeah, it doesn't exactly help that all 3 of his names are first names too.
Sure,
it does not help. He hurts the film a lot, just because he's got the right size, because he is a tall guy. He's got the right size, but he doesn't have the demeanor. He doesn't have, he just doesn't have that powerful, to him, like Fred Gwynn did. And I'm not saying that he should be another Fred Gwynn. Fred Gwynn was his own guy, and he played it masterfully. And I as a matter of fact, I watch the Munsters every morning before I go into work. It's streaming on the cock, and I watch it and I love it. And I'm not saying that he should try to mimic Herman Munster's voice, Fred Gwynn's voice. It isn't that hard to do. At least have his mannerisms. But he comes off sounding more like John Schuck from the Munsters today, in which his voice was very lighthearted and it didn't really have any bass to it at all. And he never even did the the that's the way he laughs. Instead, he went into, like, if you watch the show, you'll see that when he is supposed to be doing that, John Schuck's idea of Herman Munster is that he almost goes into like a convulsion, where he starts twisting his body around all over the place. It looks really, really weird. But I'm a big fan of that show anyway. I love the Munsters because it's so fucking out there. But like I said, I could see where he's going with this in the movie, but it's the performance of Jeff Daniel Phillips that really kind of hurts it. It really, I can't believe I'm actually saying that Sherry Moon Zombie isn't the worst thing in this movie. She's not. Jeff Daniel Phillips. And that's what you get when you hire your friends to play roles in these movies, But like I said, as far as the story goes, I'm fine with it because we don't know how they met. So I'm willing to go along with whatever they were throwing at us, Yeah. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I necessarily had I'm trying to remember. I don't think I necessarily had a big problem with how they met. I think it was just, I don't know, there was some parts like that just didn't really work. I didn't like Sherry Moon. I thought Jeff Daniel Phillips was okay. Agree, Daniel Roebuck I think was probably the best part, but I think it was the tone for me. The tone didn't really work.
Well, we get to see how Igor is created, because in the show, the original show, Grandpa has his bat Igor, and we find out how Igor is created.
Yep.
That's pretty neat to find out. But also there was this whole thing where near the end of the film where the Munsters were scared. This was near the end of the film where the Munsters were scared of everybody because everybody around them were in costume before, and now they're out of their costume and they're just normal everyday folk.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Herman was like freaked out by it. And it's like, the Munsters never did that. The Munsters were never freaked out by quote unquote normies. So why would they do that here? I mean, they were never a hateful family. They didn't. They liked everybody. You know, they accept people for their differences. I mean, hell, that's why Marilyn lived there. You know.
Yep.
An outsider, sure, but she was accepted because she was family. You know, I don't know. It's really bizarre what they did, and there's no ending to the movie. There's like literally no ending.
Yeah.
That's what really kills me. This it just ends. It just stops. You know.
Yeah.
But now this 1313, I'm really excited for because, yeah, everyone always says, you know, Addams Family or Munsters. Addams Family or Munsters. Me, I'm a Munsters guy. I love Addams Family, but I'll take the Munsters over the Addams Family any day. And the Addams Family have been getting so much press lately, and you know, with now season 2 of Wednesday coming out, which I'm excited for because that's another thing I just finished. I don't know why I put this off for so long. I finally got around to seeing Wednesday. I saw all the episodes of season 1.
Yeah, it's good.
It is. It's really
the best thing Tim Burton's done in a while.
Yeah. Well, let's see what Beetlejuice does.
Yeah,
but
I still didn't see the trailer for that. I posted it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it.
You haven't seen the trailer?
Well, not the new one that dropped today. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You still haven't seen.
No, I haven't. I didn't get a chance. I opened it and I was just busy all day.
Dude, watch it. All right. Why don't we do this?
I'll watch it during the movie, during the film.
Watch it during the show. Do it right now. Let's do it right now.
Do live reaction.
We're jumping around all over the place here, ladies and gentlemen. But why don't we get a live reaction from Johnny Wolfenstein on Beetlejuice, the trailer.
Okay, before we do that, let me catch up on the chat rooms because we'll get a bunch of people hanging out.
All right.
We have Ghetto Tim. What's up, Ghetto Tim? By the way, big props to Ghetto Tim. Last week, he mentioned this in the chat, and I actually don't remember if I mentioned it on air or not. But he tossed out a music recommendation. He said to check out the new Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats album. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Italian. It's like Nel Ora Blue, I think is how you pronounce it. And actually, I meant to send this to you, MZ, a link to it. I think you'd really dig it. It's an album. They do like theme albums, and the theme of this is Giallo. So it's all like Goblin inspired, like Giallo music. It's like a full album of it, and then there's like the intercut dialogue in between some of it, Italian dialogue. It's actually really fucking cool. I think you dig it, MZ. It's Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, Nel Ora Blue, and just came out. So I appreciate the recommend from our boy Ghetto Tim. But I would check that out if anyone's into Giallo or even just fucking weird. I guess you could call it psychedelic music. There you go. So I just wanted to mention that since Ghetto Tim is hanging out. And let's see here. He says the cum dumpsters. If you get laid in France, chances are you will be infested. Creepy girl is hanging out. She says, "Hey guys, MZ rocking the farmer stand."
Am I? Do I have a farmer stand going on?
Yeah, you do. Let's see. Ghetto Tim says, "I always thought James Wan was a studio toady, but then he put out Malignant, and I love that. And it kind of pissed me off, thinking, why couldn't they always do shit like this? Malignant was like an 80s film, like The Beast Within." Yeah, I agree. Malignant was fucking outstanding. It was bonkers.
Haven't seen it in years, though. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah. Our pal Hero of the Stupid is hanging out, and he says, Sherry Moon Zombie is where I draw the line as well. Very poor personal experience with her. That's unfortunate. I'd like to hear that story sometime.
Actually, that's interesting.
Ghetto Tim says, kind of reminded me of a ghetto Richard Mall as Herman. talking about monsters.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Daniel Phillips, I guess. Our pal Hero the Stupid says, on the other hand, Jeff Daniel Phillips is a lovely, lovely man. Sad that his role was underwhelming. Yeah, I've heard that he's a pretty cool guy. And he said Roebuck was fantastic. And he says Rob Zombie always does something that just misses the spirit of the product that endeared everyone to it to begin with. And I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, he's able to get the house exactly right. He got the house pinpoint perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It looks fantastic. It looks great.
Yeah.
But where he thrives in one area, he misses the mark in other areas, and horror fans notice it.
Yep. Evil Corny's hanging out. What's up, Evil Corny? He says that film should have ended before it started. And Creepy Girl says Team Munsters with a little heart next to it.
There you go, babe.
And Ghetto Tim says Zombie should have taken the animation he did with Super Beasto and did that with the Munsters. Yeah, I could see that. All right, catch up on the chat room. Now MZ wanted me to watch the Beetlejuice trailer. I probably can't. I don't think I can put it on the screen. We're probably going to get dinged to begin with, just even having the audio on, but whatever. All right.
Trailer. I've seen reaction videos to trailers all the time. I see it all the time.
Yeah. Some countries block it. Not everyone, but some do. And it just depends on how some people know how to skirt getting around those copyright things, but a trailer shouldn't do anything. But if it includes a song, it's that's the part where I don't know. So
oh, I see what you mean. No, look, there's like I said, I see reactions to trailers all the time on YouTube. I see them all the time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's nothing. What you would be doing is nothing new.
All right, let me see. Hero the Stupid says, Ghetto Tim, I agree about the Super Beasto thing. Ghetto Tim also says, wait until you see the resurrected corpse of Jeffrey Jones. And Hero the Stupid said, just keep coughing over the trailer. You can beat that copyright. All right, let's go ahead and play it. So I haven't seen this yet. So this is the new Beetlejuice trailer. It is we have someone else joining us. Look at that.
Oh, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, we said his name twice and he showed up. All right, hold on. Let me just get his video on real quick and then I'll do it. All right, what's up, Raven Shadow? We're gonna do something.
Guys.
We're gonna do something first. So,
All right.
because if we don't, we just won't get to it. But go ahead and you can say whatever you're gonna say.
Bomboleo.
All right, I think we'll get your cam. Yep, we'll get your cam.
All right.
We'll stay quiet while you watch.
All
Okay,
right.
none of us make any noise.
All right, this is gonna be boring for people, for most people, but whatever. Here's the new Beetlejuice trailer. I'm gonna watch it, and I guess I'll fucking react or some shit. I don't know. All right, so I'll just talk over it a little bit. We're seeing looks like some of the stuff we saw from the first trailer. Catherine O'Hara looks amazing.
Grandpa's dead.
Death is hard.
Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
When I was a teenager, a trickster demon terrorized our entire family.
Winona Ryder looks really good still too. All right, we had Jenna Ortega. She assumes she's playing the daughter of Winona Ryder.
Don't ever say that name.
Beetlejuice.
Okay.
No, Astrid, I am serious.
I wish Beat from Howard Stern would show up.
Beetlejuice.
Fuck you. The juice is loose. I'm gonna make you so happy.
All right. Michael Keaton looks pretty good. Definitely looks older, but looks similar.
The dead.
exist?
Shrunken head dude.
That's what we're here to find out.
What's with that fucking plane crashing? Jeez. Oh, Monica Bellucci. Nice. Willem Dafoe playing.
Where's Beetlejuice?
Willem Dafoe playing another horribly maimed person like he did in Poor Things.
Feel free to express yourselves. Don't be afraid.
You're a figment of my imagination.
Really? Is this a figment of your imagination?
Nice. Reminded me of Large Marge, even though I guess Beetlejuice did that the first one, but all right, looks good.
Wow.
Looks pretty good. I mean, I was interested anyways. I was going to see it, but I think I don't know. I think it's a good trailer. What did you think, MZ?
Well, the fact that they are sticking with practical effects is the capper.
Is that for
me.
sure? Have they announced that?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Because it looked practical, but I don't know, if there's anything else they did.
Yeah, Michael Keaton said himself that was the only stipulation that he would do this role again, is if the effects were practical effects. And look, and judging by that trailer, they're sticking with it.
Yeah.
I'm not too hot on that plane scene.
That looked weird. Yeah.
That looked. I hope there's a reason for that, but
it looked. That's what I was gonna say. It looked like bad CG, actually. That scene.
Yeah, I hope there's a reason for it, but the practical effects look great. They look so good, and I love that little Beetlejuice guy with his eyes sticking out and his tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
I see him every time. I laugh my ass off. He cracks me up.
In the chat, Ghetto Tim says, "Through the haze of nicotine smoke, the abomination appears." I think he's referring to Raven Shadow. And he says, "Death is not hard. The problem was that Jeffrey was hard." Jeffrey Jones.
Shit.
And Hero the Stupid says, "Go ahead, MZ."
Quoted a 12-year-old.
Hero the Stupid says, "Heard she got her dress in this with a 5-finger discount."
I will say Winona Ryder does look pretty good here.
Yeah.
But so at the same time, I will also say she sounds old.
She does sound different. Yeah. I mean,
sounds like she does when she was playing her older self in Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. But, voices change. I mean, she sounds the same as like Stranger Things to me. So I don't think it's changed drastically since then. It's just that she doesn't sound like the same she did in the 80s,
I don't know. You can hear like her voice cracking as she's speaking. I don't know if that's character involved.
I mean, it's got to be, because obviously they could have just fucking re-recorded it,
Yeah. But
it's got to be purposeful.
Yeah, I hope there's a reason for
it. And Hero the Stupid posted a GIF of Beat. Beetlejuice, the other Beetlejuice. Ghetto Tim says Bellucci is in this. Sold.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bellucci
she looked good.
In a long time.
Oh, we saw her in wasn't she in Climax? Was that it?
No, she's not in Climax. The last American film that I know of her being in was the sequel to The Matrix. What is it? The first sequel to the.
Oh, she's been in stuff since then. That was Reloaded.
Yeah, Reloaded. Yeah.
Oh, she was in Shoot 'Em Up in 2007. Let's see. I know I saw her in something recently. I could have sworn. Oh, yeah, she was in. We actually did a movie in 2018 called Necrotronic. You guys remember that?
Nope.
It was from the guys, the Roach Turner brothers, who did Wormwood.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it was the guys who did Wormwood, and It had Ben O'Toole, who later was in another movie we did that we really liked, Bloody Hell. The lead from Bloody Hell. He was
okay.
He was in this movie, Necrotronic, and it had Monica Bellucci. Trying to think if there's anyone else in it. Yeah, I mean, we did it years ago, like 6 years ago? So it's been a while. So I don't blame you for forgetting it. She was in the Twin Peaks TV series in 2017.
All right.
She was in Mozart in the Jungle TV series from 2016. So, I mean, she's doing stuff, but yeah, not a lot from, that's American releases that we would know.
Yeah, I like that. It's got it looks like it's got a solid cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like how it hasn't forgotten its roots so far as the trailer is concerned, because you see that sculpture outside the Dietz's house of Mama Dietz.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, you see her sculpture out standing outside her house. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. The practical effects, I'm just, oh man, I am just dying to see those. I can't wait to see what they have in store. We waited far too long for it.
Let's see. Ghetto Tim says those Aussie bros. Yeah, the Turner Roach brothers. One of them just did a movie that just came out. I think it was Sting. Was that the one? Another fucking Spider movie. Yeah, I think it was one of the Turner Roach brothers. Yeah, Kaya Turner Roach wrote and directed Sting.
Yeah,
which just got a release not too long ago. I didn't want to do 2 Spider movies in a row, so I think we'll hold off on that. But we'll probably get to Sting because I do really like that director. I like a lot of the stuff that he's done, and it looks like it's a pretty interesting one. So, all right, Raven Shadow. All right, now that we did that, we were in the middle of doing something. I want to make sure we did that. You got a story apparently?
I fucking do, Wolfie.
All right, I can't wait to hear this.
I'm looking for some shit. Oh, I found it. So I'm in so much pain right now, Wolfie. It's not even funny.
Why are you doing the show? You could take a night off.
No, man, because we're fucking partying, man. We got fucking Ghetto Tim here. We got fucking everybody in the back. So I'm gonna legit shoot right now if I can do this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna take some Eminem 8 Mile shit, like the timeline where in the Infinity Saga, where like the heroes always lose except for one.
Heroes always lose except for one. What do you mean, like?
Right, the timeline, like the one timeline.
Oh,
where
yeah,
the heroes
yeah.
win.
Oh yeah. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, okay.
Right, I'm trying to spoil Infinity War for Monster Zero, who'll never see it.
Yeah,
but,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's the one timeline when the heroes win.
Yes. 1 out of like a million or whatever.
Well, this past Saturday was the one moment in the timeline where Raven Shadow fucked his own shit up, in a stupid way.
Uh-oh.
So what do you do?
So I'm taking Ollie out. It was raining and pouring. The old man is snoring up here in New England, right? It's fucking 10 p.m. I take him out. I'm throwing my slip-on shoes on. He's doing his fucking business. Now, you guys know my yard, right? I'm on a hill.
Mm-hmm.
The house, I'm on a hill. And then there's like different levels, of hills between my neighbor's yard and my yard. So I'm on my neighbor's hump, if you will.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep. On your neighbor's hump. Got it.
And then my yard goes down. So all he's trying to do is business. I unleash him. I'm holding his leash. I'm holding the cigarette. He jukes. He jives. Somehow he fucking trips me and I fucking go down.
Oh shit!
Right, like so I fall. And where the hill is, like I'm a tall drink of water, right? Like I'm at least 6'1" to 6'3", depending on the time of day. And the hill
And
I'm
how
on,
much the person measuring you has drank.
yeah, right. You measure from the base, Wolfie. We talked about this. So I'm standing up and I fall down. Now I turn my body because I don't want to land on my face, right? So I fucking fall down, shoulder side, caclow.
Oh man!
And then my head bumps back. Like I hit the ground so hard I bounced. Like
Jeez.
I haven't, for real, like I haven't gone down this fast. That's funny. Like I told Mr. Rock the other day, he busted my balls. The last time I went down this fast, I was riding a motorcycle. But it was like the hand of God struck me.
That was gonna be another kind of joke, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. But I fucking bounced. I'm like, what the fuck?
On the
And it was
ground or well, like was it
What's
grass
the point
or
mean on the ground?
was it grass or concrete?
It was grass.
Okay,
Good question.
good.
And thankfully, because of my past eye surgery things and the weather we've been having, my grass is a little bit longer. But I'm wearing my leather and I fucking bounce. My head fucking bounces off the ground and I'm sore. I tripped over my dog.
Or he tripped you.
No, he loves me, but it's my fault. So I go in, and it was that like, remember when we were kids and we fell off the jungle gym and that pain you feel where you want to start crying?
Yes, sudden like shock, and you're like, "Is this hurt that I'm gonna like laugh or I'm gonna cry?"
Right. It took me fucking 44 years till I felt that way again. But I wanted to cry.
You should have. It's okay to cry.
It hurt, but I was looking for my glasses. I felt like Velma from Scooby-Doo, but I found them. Ollie finishes his business. We go inside. I check my teeth, right?
So thankfully, Ollie didn't get away. I was just this whole time, like obviously concerned about you, but I'm like, oh shit, I hope Ollie was fine.
Yeah, at least Ollie's okay. But you want to bet? Who wants to bet that he held onto that fucking cigarette?
Okay. Dude,
cigarette didn't get bent at all.
Dude,
his neck did.
Legit shoot. I held on to the butt and the fucking leash like a fucking
boss.
Like a boss. Like it was a fucking Quidditch.
He's like the guy who's at the baseball game catching a foul ball with a beer in one hand and a baby in the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Legit, like when like the pile comes on and like, I got it. So we go inside, I check my teeth aren't fucked up. So, and I may have hit my head. So naturally I go to bed.
Naturally.
Truly.
And I wake up Sunday morning, like fucking, I almost said Elle McPherson. Who's the chick that Tarantino likes her feet?
Uma Thurman.
Thank you. Uma Thurman in Kill Bill with the toe. She's like, fucking move. So like, I'm trying to like move to get out of bed. Dude, I am fucked up. I can't get out of bed. I'm like Professor X late for work, dude. It sucks. And I'm so sore. I am sore for what's today? Thursday?
Yep.
I've been so sore. And I fucked my fucking ribs up, right? Like I just fucking jammed my shit up. Cause I fell probably literally like 5 feet where I was standing to my height, right? Bashed my shit up. Thank goodness Marion came over. She's like, she wants me to go to urgent care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that. It's Sunday afternoon.
Well, you didn't want to have to lie to a doctor, so.
Well, we're gonna get to that, Wolfie. But like, if I go to urgent care, I'm gonna spend 2 hours. They're going to say it's fucked up ribs. We can't do anything about it. Here's some Tylenol, Advil, and get a pack of hot dogs and a dirty muffin. You'll be fine.
Pack of hot dogs and a dirty muffin.
So I'm like, fuck it. So I'm eating whatever I got at the house. I got fucking pain patches. We're putting ice on. I'm icing myself up like I'm fucking Jason Veritek after fucking game fucking, 7 of the fucking playoffs. Pick one. And it's sore and I'm hurt. On Tuesday, it's hard to breathe.
Jesus Christ, you hurt a rib, didn't you?
It's hard to breathe.
Yeah.
So I call my doctor
going.
because Marion's giving me a hard time about that.
Yeah.
I call my doctor. We'll come in. I'm like, well, I can't. I come in the next fucking day. They do the appointment. They do this and that. And end result is apparently I have a hairline fracture on my rib.
Yep, I saw that coming. That's T-Dog had that not too long ago. Yep.
It hurts so much.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It hurts to breathe, right?
It does.
Yep.
Breathe. I was talking to Rocky on like Monday. We were like talking about characters we were creating and laughing. I'm like, dude, fucking stop. Like, I'm fucking hurt. But
he's fucking laughing.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
Let's all make Raven Shadow laugh.
My friend. So he's still fucking laughing, Wolfie. You see what he's doing?
I do, yeah.
Ooh.
It hurts so much. So yeah. So I went and got checked. They said they put me in for an X-ray. I could get, but sometimes the X-rays don't pick up hairline fractures.
Yeah, no.
So, but the way the pain's been like though, like I could be pressing an elevator button and get hit with electricity, like blah blah. Like I've been in traffic looking to see if someone's coming from the left, and I've been paralyzed with like pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like people around me have no idea how dangerous I've been in the roads.
Jesus.
Like
People have no idea how dangerous I've been on the roads.
yeah, like I felt like Macho Man Randy Savage before the tree, and that sucks. He was a fucking legend, but like it felt like I was having a heart attack, but it was the wrong side of the chest.
Did you smell burnt toast?
No, I just felt pain. just pain.
Pain, no pleasure.
Yeah, no pain. I'm in a world of fucking muscle inflammation.
In a world of muscle inflammation.
Oh my God, it hurts so much. So my doctor did touch me today, checked it all out.
Touched me today.
Yeah.
Way to-
Overall, it was a unremarkable appointment. So my breathing was good. They checked that. I didn't fucking rupture something. You know what I mean?
Wow, your breathing is good. I'm actually amazed. Not because of
Right?
the rib, but the smoking.
Right. I'm like, check it again.
Yeah.
In order for them to take to know that you got a fractured or a hairline fracture in your rib, they had to take X-rays. And if they took X-rays, that means that your lungs had to have been in there. What were those?
But that was the thing, though. So I thought they were going to do it because I called my doctor and they're like, "Can you come in?" Fine, fuck it, whatever. And I was a little bit worried, and I wanted to alleviate, Marion's concern. But the X-ray would have been at a different location, and I'm like, well, I'm planning to go back to work today. But end of all, her overall opinion was that I had a hairline fracture.
Yeah.
Everything else was good.
Sometimes you don't need an X-ray or CAT scan or whatever they do because, like you said, they just can't. Sometimes they just wouldn't even see it.
Yeah, so I don't think I needed that extra copay. They don't give you anything. She did
Extra
help me out.
copay. Listen to this fucking guy.
You know what I mean?
Not it doesn't matter if you're okay. Like, just that extra copay.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that it's a hairline fracture unless they took an X-ray.
No.
Yeah, but she rubbed me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Rubbed me a little bit.
Where?
Down there. No, like where the ribs are. Yeah.
Was it one of your lower ribs or one of your upper ribs?
The floating rib.
Is it in front or is it like kind of where it wraps around on the back?
Yeah. So like I don't really have a pec. I have more of a breast. But like when I woke up on Sunday, everything from my like right side, like nipple, breast, pec down was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
As of Monday, it was really under it and then back in my lungs a little bit. So I've been literally like at night, I've been putting ice packs under me and on top of me like I was like fucking Jason Veritek in fucking Game 6. You know what I mean? Like, or for you kids today, like Steve Rogers. Like I woke up and it was fucking 2028 because I was in Frozen and shit. I'm going with some ice metaphors. I had Walt Disney next to me, whatever you get. But it hurts so much. I peeled apart 2 paper plates today to have my rice on, my Spanish rice and beans on today, and I went down like I was hit by a dart. Like I was fucking Zartan shooting Serpentor with an arrow.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
What's up?
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
It's true.
Yeah, and so I got to be honest with you, like this sucks and I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry, but like the way you're describing it in the chat, I thought like you lost a limb.
Yeah.
I thought it's cancer. Like the way you're describing it was like, holy shit, dude. Like I am preparing for like the fucking worst. Like this is terrible. Don't get me wrong, but the way you set it up, it made it feel like it was something fucking earth shattering.
Hey, I thought he lost a kidney or something.
Yeah.
The way you were making it sound.
Jesus Christ, dude.
First,
hairline fracture of the rib.
Don't get me wrong, it sucks, and I know it hurts because Tanya went through it. Like
Tony Khan, fuck you.
Tanya went through it a few months ago, and I heard how much pain she was in. She had it while she was sick too. Like this is like, so she was coughing, and it like all like coughing and sneezing, and she couldn't help. So she would like sneeze, and she'd be like because it feels like she's getting like fucking shot like in her ribs every time.
And you can't suppress it because it would be even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing too, and there was talk about like I'm not coughing, and Marion's like, well, if you're not coughing, you're not getting the shit out of your lungs.
If you're not coughing, you're not trying.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I've had some people went down for pneumonia, so now I'm getting anxiety. You know what I mean? And to be fair, when I get cancer, that will be a Patreon exclusive. That will be
Jesus Christ.
Special episode.
When I get cancer.
That we're gonna hey, we got your money. But when it hurts a lot.
I can imagine. I mean, just pulling a muscle here is a lot of pain. I can't imagine what it must be like doing that. It's got to be unbearable.
So that's the thing. So I see my doctor, and here's the move. So here you go. So I've been Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, no happy days. But I got 6-7 days into this fucking predicament. So that's good for me as a patient because they're like, oh, did you try this? You tried that? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. That's why I'm here. I'm paraphrasing, and they were like, well, how many Advil do you have? I'm like, I don't know. I was eating them. And they were, that's what I said. Like, oh, okay. So I was able to get a script, and my doctor called me a respectable dose of a pain med, and then an over-the-counter pain med that had a little bit extra, like went to 11. So fucking CVS, I get my to 11 little bit. My real good pain med.
Was it like was it Advil or like Tylenol, or was it?
It was the
something else?
ibuprofen plus.
Ibuprofen 211.
Yeah, ibuprofen with a kick to it. But they would give me something called tramadol. You guys know. But then I get the little
Tramadol? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I fucking do.
Well, you said you guys know.
Well, some people in the back do. I'm pretty sure. You don't get out yourself, but private message me.
What is it? Is it
what?
like a fucking downer? Is it an upper? Like, what are we talking? You taking up as you taking up as ma?
Just taking up as ma? Oh, my diet has been crazy the last couple of days. I'll tell you that.
Nothing but Encrustables.
I did have a couple. It's been a few months, but apparently that was so. I get a message that my CVS has outreach to my doctor. I'm like, what the fuck? So I call my doctor. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers, still paraphrasing, are like trying to fucking block the deal that we talked about. So my doc called me personally, got a new script in, got a couple of John Oxys to help me out.
John Oxys.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, these fucking names. What the hell is the John Oxy? I have a feeling I know what it is, but
Oxycodone.
I figured that, but where does the John come from?
Because I'm undercover. I'm telling you, John Oxys. That's funny to me. But now, what she prescribed was less than what they give me. So now it's on hold. So I need a prior off to get the additional ones. And I'm like, all right, well, listen, I have broken ribs. What can I get today?
One.
One. Yeah.
You're like, I broke all my ribs. I need all the fucking drugs. Give me all the drugs.
I'll go get them. Show me where they are.
I shouldn't be driving. I'm dangerous, but I'll go get them. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, my heart stopped twice driving over here, but I guess it's better if I don't have that at all.
Oh, God.
You know, so fucking, whatever the fuck. It all worked out. But the moral of the story is it hurts a lot. And I feel stupid that I'm fucked up over something dumb. But apparently it's like a 5 to 6 week recovery time.
Oh, yeah. At least. I mean, it'll start to feel better in like maybe a month or so, but you can't fuck with that because it won't heal if you don't let it, you know.
And that's the thing too. She did check me, and there's no bumps, there's no bar, like everything felt right. So basically, it's just a hairline. I just enough the way I felt.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, well, will it heal? Will he fucked up? Will I have fucked up ribs? You know,
all I could see is like, okay, Raven Shadow, no sex for 6 weeks. You're like, what the fuck,
dude?
He's like, I just got out of my fucking eyes.
That's good fucking point, Wolfie.
No, I know you. I fucking know you.
Because Sunday is my me time, and that fucked that all up.
Oh, that's funny.
But then I did call Dr. Bling today. She called me back personally because I was like, I fell down and I have fucking like cybernetic lenses in my eyes right now. Like fucking. After a month of like, don't get hit too hard. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I did describe it like I was doing like a fucking what?
Should we have to start like getting you like life alert or something?
Dude, I need an assistant.
Hey, I've fallen over there and I can't get up.
Dude, what the fuck? I've fallen. What the fuck? Pick me up.
I've fallen in the shower.
Shower. God damn it, dude.
I've fallen in the yard by the hill. And then I was worried that, like, I fell in some, like, dog poop.
That's of course. He's like, whatever. I don't care about myself. I just want to make sure I didn't get dog shit on me.
I checked my teeth and the dog poop on my leather, and I had Ollie. And then we went to bed.
Oh, life alert. Hey, Mr. Raven Shadow.
Mr. Raven.
Is it Saturday again? No, motherfucker. No, Marion's not here. Pick me up, asshole.
God damn it.
My mom's down the Cape. Fucking come over.
My mom's away. Can you bring me cigarettes, please?
Yeah. Although it's funny, I did have a coworker give me a pack of cigarettes. Because I helped her out on Friday and my side hurt.
Nothing like making it worse for you.
Legit shoot.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you fucked up your rib, but I'm really glad to hear you didn't lose a limb or have fucking cancer or something worse like you set up to be.
Or lose your cigarette.
Yeah, or lose your cigarette fucking smoking fingers or something.
It hurts so much. So, like, here's the thing, though, Wolfie. I've come to a realization, like, I've been trying to, like, do some better things. Like, I don't want to hurt anymore. So once I'm fucking full power, my lawn is like fucking Walking Dead season 4
Season
right now.
4 specifically.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I stopped at 3.
Oh, it's a lot of fucking grass in that season, Wolfie. But no, I'm going to get my fucking workout. I might be reaching out to you and T-Dog and Smoking Tie about what I can do for, I'm ready to fucking come out swinging after
All right,
this.
we're gonna hold you to that. You don't
Yeah,
have.
legit
You don't
shoot.
even have to do that much.
Yeah. I want to jump rope.
You should. It's fucking amazing exercise, like cardiovascular. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, kindergarten girls do it all over the country.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta teach
like
Ollie to do it, and you can jump in with him.
Yeah. Look at me, Monster Zero. I can't join the fucking kindergarten girl fucking jump rope club. All right? Like,
God damn it! All right, let me read the chat room on this.
thank you.
So just real quick, back to Beetlejuice. Corny says, "I hate that Otto died a couple of years ago. Would have been cool to see him in this." He said he was from Bessemer, Alabama. That's where Corny's from.
Yeah.
Hero of the Stupid says, "Oh, dude." Corny says, "Good thing you fell on the grass." And then, yeah, Hero of the Stupid, like 20 minutes ago, said, "We need to get you a medic alert, bro." So he said it even before NG did. And he says, Jackie laughs at injuries. Oh, he does the Jackie laugh. I can't even fucking do it.
Hey!
Yeah. Evil Corny says, "I'm glad you're okay, Raven Chat. I would like to see the actor Bill Nighy to reenact that fall." And he says, I had bruised ribs when I crashed my Mustang. I remember being a weeping motherfucker.
Oh, it sucks.
There you go. You can talk to Corny about it.
Yeah, but he got into a car accident. All Raven Shadow did was trip over his goddamn dog.
Well, hey, you know,
It's fucked up, right?
it's okay. Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter what caused it. You know, like Hero the Stupid says, "Hey, at least you didn't break your coccyx." Hey,
Hey, sometimes I can't find mine.
and Corny says, "Ibuprofen Plus. Do they have a streaming service now?"
Stop. Fuck you, Corny. I'm laughing. Fucking ow.
And our pal Hero the Stupid says, "John Oxy's. It's John Moxley with a full script."
Yeah. Ow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh ow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh god damn it.
Hurts so much.
All right. Well,
So
I'm
much.
glad you're okay. Glad you don't have something
alive.
worse. You definitely take it easy, okay, for a good bit. Even when it starts feeling better, take it easy for a little bit longer. You
I'm
don't want
trying. We're going down.
you don't wanna
we're
fuck
going
with
down
that.
to Cape with Mary and my parents and Ollie. So we're gonna chill for a couple of days,
Good. Just remember to lift with your back, okay?
dude.
lift with your back, lift with your ribs.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god. So stupid.
You're not
Sound
stupid.
like he
Shit happens, man.
make it sound like he's making it sound like he was Cody Rhodes at his first pay-per-view in the WWE.
I was just
And
like
came
Cody
back.
Rhodes. I am the leader of Wakanda.
Oh god. All right. Well, we
Thank you.
that intro obviously we needed to address that, but that intro went a little long, so we should probably wrap
Sorry.
this up. No, I'm not. I said we had to address that, so I'm glad we did. But you don't have to be sorry or anything. Let me check all the chats. Let's see. Okay, so looking on YouTube, our boy Joshua Libre is hanging out. What's up, Josh?
Such a brother.
He says those are some sick ass glasses, Raven Shadow, looking like Bobby D in Casino.
Yeah, boy. These are my fucking Hollywood agent ones. Do it. You know.
And he says,
man.
"Damn, hope you okay, Raven Shadow." And then Angry
Thank you,
Townsman
boo.
says, "Ouch, hope you feel better, Raven Shadow."
Thank you, brother.
So we get some concern out there. All right, I think I'm all caught up on the chat. So let's head to the part where we talk about supporting the show, and then we'll wrap this up, and then we'll go to a break and be right back in a few minutes. So if you guys want to support, a few ways you can do so. Best way is to go to Patreon, patreon.trickortreatradio.com, and you can sign up for as little as $2 a month. I'll just make this short and sweet, so you can do that, and then you get Patreon exclusive episodes every month on there. So give it a look, check it out. Also, you can go to trickortreatradio.com, look for the Amazon logo, click on it. It's going to bring you right to Amazon, and it's going to include, it puts in our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session will get attributed to us. Doesn't cost them any extra, Michael Raven Shadow.
And you won't have to pay a copay.
And also on trickortreatradio.com, click on store, and you can get the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio Volumes 1 through 3. It's a nice little sampler of the early years of the show. So if you haven't listened to the past 11 plus years, it's a good place to start. So give those a look on trickortreatradio.com. All right, Michael Raven Shadow, I would ask what you did to prepare to watch the movie, but I think you just did. But was there anything else? Did you get your fucking bug spray, your spider repellent on your fucking utility belt? What else? What'd you do to prepare?
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, I washed out for Black Widows. I got my duct tape. I got my John Moxies. I got my battle dog who's trained to hate spiders. So you better believe, after being poked and prodded, I strapped on.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music,
Pants.
quoting video games that don't have dialogues,
Shabibans.
tasty news,
Unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia.
butt breathers,
Uncomfortable nature facts.
Or how to install a thermoflange.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Redoctopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do. So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
like me,
worry not, gentle listener. Next week we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Inebriard Podcast Network, with new episodes out every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify,
I'm
Stitcher,
Alex
or
West,
straight
and
from
I'm
the
Andrea
tab-
Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast. And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want
Is some blood and thunder in your life?
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
And we're back on Trick or Treat Radio. I had to go tell Tanya about the fucking thing, about what happened for Raven Shadow. So she said, yeah, to take it easy.
Oh, it sucks, dude.
It sounds like Corny has been through it, so I'm sure you can talk to him. But if you need some more advice, Tanya just went through it recently. Like, I think it was late last year or something.
All right, cool.
So if you need,
you.
if you need anything, any advice or anything, let us know. All right, so let's see here. We got a movie to talk about, and I'm pretty interested in talking about this one.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't picked next week's movie. I have. There's a lot of options. So actually, I have 4 options. So I gotta narrow that down. But all right. So we're gonna talk about this week's film, and it is Infested. It is 1 hour 46 minutes, and it is a horror film, a French horror film. It is directed by Sebastian Vanacek, and it's written by Sebastian Vanacek and Florent Bernard. And the film stars Theo Christine as Caleb, Sophia Lasafre, Jerome Nile, Lisa Nyarko, Finnegan Oldfield, Marie Philomena Naya. Maybe that's how you say the last name. I don't know. I'll stop there before I butcher it anymore. And the synopsis for this one: residents of a rundown French apartment building battle against an army of deadly, rapidly reproducing spiders. All right, so let's, real quick, Sebastian Vanacek. So I think it was after seeing this movie, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Sam Raimi reached out and wanted this director for an untitled Evil Dead spinoff. So that's next for this director. Go ahead, Raven Shadow.
Well, that's kind of funny because I thought of you two boys watching this, especially after your criticisms of Evil Dead Rise.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. I actually didn't think about that, but there definitely are a lot of similarities. Yeah.
But I feel this movie took it to where you boys wanted it to be.
Yes. Maybe,
Think
but
of
like
Evil Dead. Watching this, I didn't even think of that movie when I was watching.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's why I said, like, it didn't even occur to me. But now that you mentioned it, yeah, there's definitely a lot of similarities between this and Evil Dead Rise.
From a global perspective, and by global I mean the entire apartment complex. But
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in pre-production on an untitled Evil Dead spinoff. I don't know anything more than that. That's really all it says. He's writing and directing. Sebastian is Sebastian, I think is how you pronounce it. But yeah, there's a couple Evil Dead movies in the works, so it'll be interesting. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that, but I know that director, and there's another director who did a film that we might do in the show soon. So I'll leave that for when we do it. But this was the first film from this director. He did a couple shorts, but this is the directorial debut from Sebastian Vanacek. And let's see, trying to think of, I didn't recognize any of the cast. Did you guys happen to recognize anyone from maybe any other movie?
The sister made me think of the daughter of Idris Elba from The Suicide Squad. Who's he? Bloodshot. She reminded me of Bloodshot's daughter, who was yelling at him from behind the glass. She's like, "Fuck you, fuck you!" Like, she had that same kind of swagger, but I don't think it's the same girl because I think she's younger than that girl would have been.
It's not. Also, I don't think the other girl was French, but
yeah,
I see what you're saying. All right,
button that
down. All right, so let's. I think we covered everything here, so let's dive in. And also, just to mention, this film is on Shudder. If you are interested in checking it out and you haven't seen it yet, you can find it on Shudder. All right, well, let's do our first impressions of this. I'm curious. I want to start with MZ, actually, if you don't mind, MZ. I'm curious to see what your impression of this film was.
Well, I've been holding off on wanting to see this because when I first heard about it, I'm like, I want to see this, and I have a feeling that we're going to review it, so I held off until then. All I know is that it was a spider movie and that it's early reviews and then later reviews started coming in saying that it's freaking everybody out. And I don't like spiders even to begin with, you know. The last decent spider, I can't even call it a movie, but the last decent spider scene that I can remember that freaked me out was in The Mist from 2007. Yeah, that scene in The Mist is just amazing. It is so fucking good and so fucked up. So I didn't know, I took it as par for the course. I'm like, okay, it's a spider movie. I'm not a big fan of spiders. It's freaking a lot of people out. That caught my attention. It's like, okay, there's got to be something that to say that, okay, this is going to be good. That this is going to be, or at least this is something that's going to be, paying attention to, I should say. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, really. There was really that like I said, that was really pretty much it. Now watching it, there was some scenes here where the spiders look really, really good, and there are some scenes where the spiders look really, really bad. There are scenes where you can tell that there's CGI going on in there, and I can understand a movie like this would have to have CGI.
Do you mean they didn't hire spiders to act in this?
Yeah, they didn't
Casting call, spiders.
Hire 50,000 stunt spiders to be in this film, I'm sure.
Many spiders were harmed in the making of this picture.
But if that's the case, then there is some CGI here that is actually quite passable.
Yeah.
And doable. Yeah. And kind of freaks you out a little bit. I will say there is a small gripe that I have, and that is the sound of their feet when they scatter
chittering.
Along. Yeah, that.
Yeah,
it's like I can understand it, for the big spiders, because that's when things really get crazy. But the little spiders, you don't, realistically speaking, you wouldn't hear spiders.
I agree with you, but I think it was more to just like sort of paint with that color of like, this is what they're all going to sound like. I get what you mean, but just so when you hear it with the small ones, that it's recognizable later on when they're bigger.
Yeah, and I mean, I know it's it's only a movie and it's not wholly based in reality. I imagine this kind of shit is happening somewhere in the world, only not to this degree. But
you think spiders are taking over apartments?
Enough of them do, yeah.
Okay.
If you watch videos on the internet, you'll see like people like tearing down walls, and there's just like a blanket of spiders underneath it. It's
I ain't going on that web.
Nice
I see
joke.
what you did.
Yep.
Yeah, look at that. Broken Ribbon. He's funny anyway.
Yeah, that's a John Oxy talking right there, baby.
Maybe you're funnier now. Break a rib more often.
Yeah. Fucking Rip Ross. There you go.
The overall ambiance that was in the building, the lighting is really, really poor, because it's a real rundown building. So the lighting is really, really poor. Everything has a real dank, dark brown look to it, and with that, you kind of like feel and sense the moisture that's in that building, and spiders love that kind of thing. And so it's just a magnet to those things. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to get interesting. And let me just point out, this will be the last thing I bring up. As I was watching this, and I posted it on Facebook, but I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
As I was watching on,
please do. I don't think all of our listeners are on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Log on, Joshua Libre.
As I was watching the film, and I wasn't wearing a shirt on because I was hot.
Yeah, you are.
There's this, and all of a sudden, I felt this thing just started rolling down, and I looked down. As I looked down, it's still rolling down, and I'm like, Jesus, get me the fuck out of here! I jump out of the chair. I was in a reclining mode. I jumped out of that chair without even putting the recliner back in its original position. And I'm shaking off like this. I'm looking down, and I see this little white lint ball just fluttering down to the floor. And I'm like, and it, I had I had a fan on, so it was moving around. And I'm looking down at it, and I'm like, it's moving on its own. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's a fan. So I push it with my finger, and it was just a fucking lint ball. And I'm like,
is that what that was?
Yeah, it was like a little tiny lint ball or a something or other of that description.
Nobody knew that was a lint ball.
It's a lint ball in the post.
I was looking with my cybernetic lenses, and I'm like, I don't fucking see what he's showing us.
You see the carpeted floor, and then you see a little white dot. That's the little lint ball that was going down my chest, onto my amazing body, and onto the floor.
Surprised it wasn't a fucking caterpillar trying to fucking bite you.
Yeah, so the lint ball was kind of like having a broken rib.
They're in the same hemisphere.
Yeah.
It just fucked the hell out of me, man. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And then I got done. I wiped my ass, and then I went back to watching the. So. and so that's my little experience from watching this movie so far. But we'll talk about more as we go along.
All right. How about you, Raven Shadow? Your first
overall,
impression.
Yeah. I mean, overall, insect movies aren't my gimmick.
Unless it's big ass spider.
Well, yeah, like give me a big one. Like I didn't. But like I didn't give a fuck about arachnophobia.
I mean, that came on the fucking 80s.
90s.
Was
1990.
Oh, okay.
1990.
Close enough. It's pretty much the 80s.
Fair. I didn't give a fuck about bats when that came out. It's not insects, but still, even with the great Lou Diamond Phillips, Chavez y Chavez. And I don't like that. It's not my go-to. But I heard all the buzz about this. Once again, friends of the show, director Brian Pollan put it over. And I didn't know this was French.
French fries.
French dressing.
And to drink, Peru.
Peru. Despite my lack of, whatever the fuck. So I like that spin on it. So, but overall, this wasn't something I was excited about. And I don't like spiders. Listen, spiders, if you're listening, if you're a Patreon, you do great fucking work. Love what you do. Love how you kill all the other motherfuckers. But to be fair, spiders are scary. Whether it's what gave it away, their body. You know what I mean? Spiders are scary. And it always scared me as a kid. They would just be like here. It's like, oh, I'm just drawing pictures of Spider-Man. There's a fucking spider right there. Like, where do you fucking come from?
Well, maybe you shouldn't be drawing Spider-Man then. You summoned
it. And that's
it.
funny. A conversation we had at Thanksgiving about 20 years ago, my mom was like, I don't know why you don't like spiders. You like Spider-Man. And I'm like, Mom, he's a superhero. And he's not fucking spinning webs in my fucking closet. Like, I don't understand it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I don't like, that's not my shit. But interesting to discuss how this movie flipped the script on a couple of things.
All right. So for me, where do I start with this one? Yeah, so this is a pretty lean, mean film. Not a lot of fat on this, I think. And this film genuinely stressed me out. And like, I would say there's very few movies that we watch that have done that. I would say the last one I can remember, I think, was Beau is Afraid. Like, that one was made to like make you fucking stressed out, I think. And but this one, there was one scene in this movie that is, I mean, there's a lot of scenes, but there's one scene that just stands out as like a fucking, like, it stands out so much. And that is when they go, the first time the group of them they're going to the garage.
Oh.
And they look down that long hallway, and the camera does that turn, and it like pulls out and it shows you the whole hallway. That
in 60 mode,
that scene,
my fucking ribs hurt.
That scene is fucking phenomenal. Like, regardless of what you think about the movie, that genuinely is stressful. And it was, they really did a great job with the way they filmed it, and just the way that they did like so much with that just was outstanding. So that is a real fucking standout for me, that scene. And there's a couple, but that one just, I think they built the tension for it, and they looked through the door and they were like, what the fuck? And then you're waiting to see what they see, and it like teases you. It like does that long fucking pan out, you know. So there's a couple really great standout scenes. I also felt like this movie had a good amount of heart. Like, this at the core of this movie, it is a kind of a story of dealing with grief and how to express it, you know, and how so many things happen that if we just kind of talked about them, it would be a little bit easier, you know, like, for instance, the relationship between the two friends. I can't remember. Let me look
Jordy?
it up. Yeah, so it was Caleb was the main character, and then Jordy. Yeah, Jordy was the other kid. So the relationship between them, like, I thought that was, you know, like that, how that kind of resolves when we find out more about that as the film goes on, I think was great. In addition, there's that, and then also the brother and sister, Caleb and Manon. I actually don't know how to say the name. Manon, I think. The brother sister, because they lost their mom within the last few years, I think it was, or a year. I can't remember if they even said, actually, but they lost their mom and kind of dealing with that. And you can tell, like, Caleb is kind of a lonely dude. Like, he keeps, he has, like, he and his buddy Jordy wanted to have, what do they call it? What kind of zoo? I forget what they called it. Shit. Basically, like an exotic zoo. Basically, I think is it. So where they have, like, not just the typical things you'd like see in a zoo, like like monkeys or
lions or whatever.
Yeah, well, they wanted to have like exotic creatures, frogs, spiders, whatever, insects, reptiles, things like that. And so, but the thing is, I thought Caleb was a really fucking, you rooted for him, even though he like, I don't know, like, he wasn't a bad guy. I never got the impression. He maybe hangs out with some bad people or, fraternizes with bad people. But like that scene at the beginning when he comes home and he's like, like bitching out those kids for like making the older lady clean up after their bullshit, and they fucking put fireworks in the, in the fucking trash.
And takes their phone. He's like, no, I'm keeping this now.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
He's a well-meaning kid.
Yes.
He's got some bad breaks. He doesn't live in the greatest place in the world, but he's a well-meaning kid, and he cares about people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I really liked his character. I think he was very endearing, and there was a lot of good about him. And you can even sympathize with him when he calls himself like an idiot. There's a couple times like, I fucked up. I'm such an idiot. whatever, you can be like, yeah, dude, like I get it. We've all done shit like that, right? Like we've all, well, okay, maybe not like this, but you know what I mean? Like done stupid things that had an outcome that we didn't foresee, you know? So let me catch up on the chat. I just don't want to get too far behind. Creepy Girl says, I was too focused on the spider to care about any of that emotional stuff.
Really?
That's fair.
Understand why.
Hero of the Stupid said pronounced Mano. So it's not Manon, it's Mano. Or Mano.
Mano.
Manoh. Is that Mano or Mano? I don't know. Yes. I don't know where the emphasis is, but Creepy Girl says this movie was terrifying to me, but I don't understand how there was that many spiders that fast. Well, I mean, we'll sort of talk about it a little bit.
Fair.
Because they do mention it in the synopsis. You know, they basically say rapidly reproducing. So,
yeah.
And she said, and I didn't understand the thing where the spiders don't move when the lights are on because they were out in the middle of the desert and those spiders were crawling everywhere, so they weren't consistent with the rules. I mean, it's different. Like,
well, because the spiders, even though they're from the same family, they change, which is why you got some growing bigger than others.
Right.
So,
and
you can understand the rule changing that way, even though it doesn't necessarily make that much sense. But you go along with it anyway.
And I think they explained it well enough. Like in the beginning, the very opening scene, which I thought was a great opening scene.
Yeah.
They're in tunnels. They're tunneling into the ground. That's where they do, and they smoked them out. So they didn't want to come out, but you know, if it's survival, like they will do what they need to survive. It wasn't the light wasn't deadly to them. They just don't like it. But when they're smoked out of their home, it's just like if somebody if your house or apartment was on fire, you're gonna get out. Like even if it's fucking like snowing or hailing or whatever's going on outside, you're gonna get out. Like even if it's fucking acid rain, you know, like you got to get out or you're dead. So that's sort of like the beginning. That's what that was all about. They were just trying to survive. So, but when there's direct light on them, I think that's different as well. I think they freeze and try to stay in place because they feel safe in the dark. But when there's
also the difference between natural light and sun and
artificial,
right? Artificial. So
yeah.
That might play a part in it as well.
So that's what I think. I mean, it just to me that made sense.
Right, it's like the old joke where like you're running like roaches with the lights on. You know what I mean? Like it's that other element that makes them like, oh shit,
yeah,
run away, hide.
So let's see. I think that's really all I wanted to say for my sort of first impression. This movie this did kind of remind me of a little bit, and mostly because of the like where it took place. It was sort of like, I guess if you would, this is sort of like a, at least I got the impression it was a low income community or something along those lines. Like,
oh sure, yeah.
And it reminded me of Attack the Block.
Yes.
A little bit in that regard.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Attack the Block.
Aliens.
Well, to me, this movie had thought of two movies when I was watching this. The beginning reminded me a lot of Dead Alive.
Oh yeah, with the rat monkey. Yeah.
Oh,
I can see that. Okay. Yeah.
You got these hunters hunting down this exotic animal, and it attacks them, and it even ends. The opening even ends the same way as Dead Alive does.
True. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And the rest of the movie reminded me of Record.
Oh yeah, Wreck. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So those are the two movies that I thought of when I was watching this.
And yeah, so I think so we'll dive a little bit deeper into it now and start talking about some more about the movie. But yeah, I mean, I really like the character of Caleb. I thought that he just he just was kind of an endearing guy. Like he's kind of doing his own thing. Like I think it says he's 30 or nearing 30. And so, you know, he's older, and he's just you know, he lost his mother, and you know, he has a lot of friends and things like that, but it feels like he has trouble connecting with people. And so he has his you know, his creatures that he keeps in his room. He has like all these different like tanks full of like rare creatures, exotic creatures. What did he have? He had like, there were some frogs in there. He had a scorpion or a couple scorpions, right?
Yeah. Madagascar hissing beetles and salamanders and millipedes. Yeah.
Like shit you probably shouldn't have. You know, a lot of it's dangerous and is poisonous. So yeah, but he takes care of them, and he even says, like, you know, he knows the temperature. It can't be lower than like 15 degrees Celsius or whatever it was, like, and so he keeps all the heat lamps on and keeps them warm and all that. And so I think in that way it kind of showed that he was kind of nurturing, you know, like I got that impression, and kind of the way he treats those kids when he comes in, I thought was kind of like that tough love, but basically like, you know, like, be better, you know, like you don't need to be a dick to this woman, you know, just be better. And so I don't know, like something really endearing. And I liked his performance too. Theo Christine, I thought, was really good in this role. Really compelling character. And so yeah, at the beginning, he goes to, it was sort of like a convenience store or something, and he goes to the store, and then the guy in the back has like sort of like the what would you call it, like the stuff you wouldn't sell on the floor. You keep it in the back, stuff that you probably shouldn't have. You know, he's got like stolen earrings and like jewelry and stuff like that. And then in just back there, he has a spider in like a plastic container. And so Caleb's like, oh, like this is pretty cool. What's this? You know, and so he ends up buying that along with like some earrings that he's going to give to, I don't know, I guess one of his mom's friends, I think was the impression I got, or someone like a neighbor that hit, you know, his mom was friends with.
I thought it was like a family member, like an aunt or something.
That's what it seemed like. But like everyone in that whole like building, the tenement was sort of seemed really close to each other. So, you know, it could just be that they were just close. Yeah, I'm not sure. But either way, you know, he's doing this nice thing, and he's getting earrings for this woman, and so he sees a spider and he buys it because he has rare exotic creatures and he wants another one. And little does he know, like, sort of the story behind it. But in the beginning of the film, when that was like, I assume somewhere in the Middle East, where they got the spiders in the desert area, and one guy got bit when they were getting them, and he just like, he was all kinds of fucked up, like right away, to the point where they were like, they just killed him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I don't know clearly there is something going on with these spiders anyways, like really super dangerous, or, you know, I don't quite know if they're based on like a certain genus of spiders or anything like that, if it's based on one, or if it's completely fictionalized. But, you know, I think that in the scheme of this movie and what they did, I think they told a good, like there was a good setup, and it all made sense, right? Like, if we can accept Dead Alive with a rat monkey, I think we can accept a spider that, you know, whatever, just, you know, it's sort of like evolved to fit its space. That's kind of what the impression I got was. What do you guys think about the spiders?
Well, I thought it was a great intro. It had, like, looking at that poster. Now, let's be fair. Like, that's a very generic.
You're talking about the film? Okay, the film poster. Yeah.
The film itself. Yeah.
So
like,
there's a couple. The one that Shudder's using has the character of Caleb on the front, sort of looking up and screaming with spiders crawling on his head. But there's also another one that I saw that's on IMDb, and that one had a sneaker with a spider crawling out of it, which I actually like. Cool. I actually like the sneaker a little bit better.
That's funny, but I think even, and I agree with you. It looks very generic. Like, okay, it's a fucking spider movie, but I think by opening it up into a larger world, you know, we're seeing these characters trying to get. Obviously, they're like, you know, the Indiana Jones crew of like spider fucking poachers, right? Like they're coming in and they're taking this for whatever reason. Shit goes down. We don't know how many they captured. They captured more than one.
Oh yeah, there was a bunch, but yeah, we don't know how many.
And then somehow one makes its way to that one location.
Yep.
A little bit of gremlins there. Somehow Gizmo got to, you know, fucking David Lopan's fucking shop, right?
David Lopan.
But you know what I mean? Like, and it came across. So I like how it wasn't just we moved under an ancient Indian burial ground and this is where the Spider King lived. Like, it's not like a Nancy's, you know, beach home. You know what I mean? Like, I liked how it showed you enough to get to how it got to here. And this kid happens to like exotic animals, which don't do that. Get a dog.
Get a dog.
Get a cat. You know what I mean? You can regulate temperatures. Too much effort. Slow it down. But you know what I mean? Like it all worked to get there.
Yeah.
And I think what this movie deviated from in the first 35 to 45 minutes is beyond what the poster was. Because I think what this movie had amongst everything else are characters you cared about. Overall, like, you didn't get the yeah bro jock guy that you want to die in the first 15 minutes. Like, it became like Rent. You know, like it became like the struggles of these people. And even the dude was like, stop stealing bikes. I borrowed the bikes.
Yeah.
Bring them back.
Right.
Like, stop it. So like, this was a classic B movie, maybe even C movie horror premise into a fully fleshed world of characters that interacted with each other. And that was obvious from the jump for me. Right? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. So yeah, from there, I mean, and it's a pretty, I would say it's an ensemble cast. I mean, we get, sure, like Caleb is like the main character for sure, but you know, we get like a group of like, what was it, 5 of them? Like 5 that
crew.
5 that made up the crew. Yeah. But then there's like all the neighbors and, you know, and all that. Yeah. So there's a lot of people in this, but with this, yeah, the crew, I think was just the 5. It was Caleb, Lila, Matisse, Mano, and Jordy, right? Was that?
Yeah.
I think it was those 5. Yeah. And, so that's the crew for most of it, and they hang together. And you know, there's a history between some of them. The one I really liked, I actually thought, I think it was Matisse or Mathis. I think it was Matisse. He was the one who wanted to be the MMA. He went from like boxing to MMA.
Yeah. It's like, do you watch MMA? And I kept coming up.
Yeah, because he was the one who stole the bikes, right? At first.
Yeah.
I actually really like that character too. Like he was also very endearing, and you know, I think all of them have redeeming qualities. I think the sister was the only one that like kind of seemed like kind of a jerk, but then
she was kind of a jerk because she was not the kind of person who was, for lack of a better term, not willing to accept the death of her mother.
Right. And that's what I was going to say. Like later on, we figure out why, you know, it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I get you're a jerk. I get why. It's okay. Like, I get it. So, you know, it's hard to really be like, like the character's so fucking shitty. Like, I don't like this character, because then later on you see why. And it's like, okay, I can totally get that. So Yeah, I thought that was I thought all the characters really were well done, and I liked how we got this sort of heat between Caleb and Jordy, and we didn't really know why at first, and then we sort of, as we go along, find out a little bit more, and then it's unfortunately later in the movie when one of them isn't around as much that we find out why. So they never really got to reconcile. But in a way, yeah, I thought that it's I don't know, I really like the emotional core of this movie, and it makes sense why people were the way they were. And there are also some revelations in this that when they talk about why or what happened between each other, you understand. You're like, okay, yeah, I totally get why you would have done that, or why you would have been an ass, or whatever. It all, I think they did a good job in making that all make sense.
Yeah, the friendship between the core group felt very realistic to me. And the reason being is because of something that was, I don't want to say annoying, because I could understand what they were doing, but where they were, there are a couple scenes where they're talking over each other, like 3-4 at a time, are just talking over each other, and you're getting the subtitles flashed across the screen, but you have no idea who is saying what to whom. Okay. So in a way that's, because we can't understand French, so we have no idea who is saying what to whoever, and in a sense that was annoying, but at the same time, you would do that in the situation that they're in, or not even in the situation they're in, just hang out. They would do that. And I mean, we've hung out, so while it was a burden on me, I don't know about you guys, but a burden on me to try and figure out who is saying what to whom, at the same time, it makes absolutely complete sense that they would be doing that because of the friendship that they have.
Yeah.
Because they would talk to each other that way, and it would only benefit if you were able to understand French. You guys can understand French, but you accept it as such because their friendship and the collaboration between each other is so pure. So like I said, it may seem a bit annoying, but it's understandable as to why they go that route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was one of the scenes in which there was a lot of back and forth and arguing was when not Mano, it was the girlfriend, Jordy's girlfriend, when she first encounters the spider in the bathroom, and and she goes into the shower and she like shuts the door, and then they're trying to figure out what to do, and some people are like, kill it, and then like Caleb and Jordy are like, no, let's catch it or whatever, and then like that scene was fucking stressful too. Like that was stressing me out because everyone was like yelling, and like someone's like, no, catch it, like, no, fucking kill it, like it was super stressful.
I thought of you, Wolfie, and I was like, I don't kill. I'm like, motherfucker, kill that spider dog.
I probably would have done exactly what Jordy did. I would have tried to catch it, and then when it fucking like did that like quick movement, I would have been like, I want to take a quick step away from the movie real quick. And one thing I wanted to bring up earlier is we kind of talked about, I don't know, one of you guys mentioned it, like spiders, the way that they move and the way they look are just scary, right? Like, so here's the thing. Like, I kind of want to talk about why certain, like, if you think of like bees, you think of spiders, you think of things like this, there's a fear that it can hurt you, and it's so small that it's not like a person that you could push it away or whatever. It's small and it flies and it can get in your face. It can fly away and then fly right back at you. Talking about bees. And spiders can, crawl away and go hide for, 2 hours and then come back when you least expect it or whatever. So, but the thing is, like, why are we... I want to get to the psyche of why are generally most people afraid of spiders and bees, but not like things like flies or mosquitoes. I mean, sure, mosquitoes will bite you, but they don't, what is the difference? Is it because it can harm you? Like you can get stung and it hurts?
And that's valid, Wolfie. Like, sorry, do you want to go?
Oh, go ahead. Go.
I think, right. There's some insects that we wave off like, oh, what the fuck? Whatever the fuck. And there's some that like, Mom, kill the spider.
Right,
or whatever the fuck.
Give me a pack of
and get a pack of smokes on your way.
But on one hand, let's break it down to like the archetype look, right? Like why is Batman scary? Because he's a fucking 6'3" guy in a bat suit. That's a scary archetype.
Right.
And spiders fit that job description. You got the legs, you got the eyes, you got the gimmick. They fucking do that. And obviously, maybe some of our stories, our media. Why are we afraid of them? I think because they're scary. It's probably why. I mean, you could look at it like the biggest creatures on the world: sharks, alligators. How many they kill of people over a year?
Right,
How many people do ticks kill? How many people do rats
right.
kill inadvertently? Mosquitoes, bees with allergic reaction. You know what I mean? So like, truly, on one hand, sometimes the smallest of the creatures are the most, killable, dangerous. Thank you. Like I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be somewhere where an alligator or a great white shark is. But like if I go in my yard, I could get an infection.
Yeah.
Or I could fall down and break a rib. Callback. But yeah, it's this. They do. We want spiders. They kill the motherfuckers that will get us too. I think the thing is like, don't let me know you're here.
I want to get MZ's comment, but real quick, I just want to add one more thing. I remember when we went down to Florida for vacation. Like I remember my mother was fucking scared, like to hell of those fucking like little lizards that were down there. Geckos. Yeah. And like they can't do like. I mean, as far as I know, they don't bite, they don't do anything like that. But it's the way they move. They're just like shh, they move so fast. So I think that there's something. I know a lot of people are afraid of them. I know I see MZ rolling his eyes, but like there's a lot of people that are afraid of them.
And I saw that when I was in Florida too. And for the no fucking Komodo dragons kill a lot of motherfuckers over the course of the year. By the way, throwing that out there. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I think there are some things, like some highlights that can cause something to be scary. I think having wings, can be one thing, but I think we've been taught not to be afraid of like flies, like a normal like house fly or whatever, or butterflies or moths or whatever, because they can't hurt you. So after a while, it's like if you see something go fly by, you might be like but then you see, oh, it's just a moth. Okay, no big deal.
But to be fair, I am fucking the picnic police when we have cookouts, and my mother and father have a great spread, and I'm like, put some fucking plastic over that shit. Like, I don't want fucking Jeff Goldblum walking on my fucking mac and cheese, dog.
What the fuck? All right, MZ, what were you gonna say earlier? Do you remember?
The fly. I don't want fly. They fucking throw up.
I know what you're talking about.
Thank you for throwing it to me. God damn it.
Thank you.
I think the situation with bees, I think, is because they're so closely related to like wasps and hornets.
Well, that's kind of I should say the whole thing, the stinging like insects.
Yeah.
So not just bees specifically, but hornets and wasps and yellow jackets. And I just mean all of them.
Okay, well, I was just going to go with bees because you brought up bees.
Yeah.
I was just going to go with that. Say that because bees won't sting you unless you go after them first. They sense fear.
Yep.
Hornets and wasps, on the other hand,
they're aggressive.
Will go after you no matter what. And because if you see something flying around you that's black and yellow and has wings, and because they move pretty fast from time to time, you catch it out of the corner of your eye, you're automatically thinking it's a wasp or it's a hornet. You don't think it's a bee.
Yeah.
And so you have to cover. So that's what I can understand that part of it. But for the most part, bees don't bother me. It's wasps and hornets. Just keep those fuckers away from me. Now, as far as spiders are concerned, I mean, we're talking about something that crawls, jumps. No, the cats that on my thing.
Yeah, I know.
It crawls. They can jump, for Christ's sake. They got 8 legs, 8 eyes. Okay, no living creature should have no more than 4 legs. Okay, in my world, and not to mention the fact, how many times have you ever heard of venomous spiders? Now, you also have.
They're pretty rare in our
area. Been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's, to be fair, we are in New England. So, I mean, we are lucky don't really get the fucking black widows and shit like
there are like brown recluse. There's a few, but like chances are it's going to be like a daddy long legs or just like a normal spider that's not venomous.
And
go down to fucking Melbourne and see what happens.
And daddy long legs are actually poisonous.
They don't have the right teeth.
But they don't have the equipment to pierce your skin.
The equipment.
They don't. But they got 8 eyes, 8 legs. They could be furry. They could be all nice, brightly colored, venomous. I mean, they're just ugly fuckers. I don't give a damn. You could have a little tiny jumping spider, or you could have a fucking behemoth spider, the bird-eating spider, which is like this big around.
Behemoth.
That shit. No, thank you. I don't want to have.
It's funny in here in my apartment. Tanya calls me the spider whisperer because whenever we see one, or whenever I see one, I always catch them and put them out. She doesn't really like them, so she will tell me, if she sees one, and I'll go take care of it. But like I always get them. I and at least I don't think I hurt them. But it's kind of funny. But so this movie, she couldn't watch this because she didn't even try. She was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna watch a movie that's." She's like, I won't fucking like be able to like, do anything at night for a week.
Right. Also, like I said before, just watch that spider scene in The Mist, and if that doesn't convince you, watch either The Incredible Shrinking Man or what was the other one? The Incredible Shrinking Man and damn it, I forgot the other one. I had it in my brain, now I forgot it. But those will mess with your head.
Yeah.
Okay. These are movies that mess with your head when it comes to spiders. The Fly with Vincent Price.
Yeah, the original. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. So
God damn it.
It's I kind of wanted to just get into that a little bit because there's like this primitive fear of, like, I would say 90% of people are afraid of spiders.
Right.
Would that be accurate, do you think? You
I
are
would say more so than fuck the clown gimmick at this point.
well. That's different. I say human, a humanoid character. You know, it's to me that's different. This is something like, you know, it's small. It can crawl up your arm. You might not even notice it's on you. It's whatever. You know, like that I can see. That's kind of scary. But
also too in our media too, like how many giant spiders has Conan fought? Or how many times has He-Man fallen to, you know what I mean? Like the giant
Go ahead, MZ.
Punky Brewster.
Punky
Brewster, right? It, you know, fucking who's the hairdresser who has no idea what Superman's all about?
John. Fuck, what's his name?
I know, right?
Not that I care.
Oh my god,
he was Barbara Streisand's fucking
hairdresser.
Yeah.
John Peters.
That's it. John Peters, I think.
John Peters. You know, have Superman fight a fucking giant spider. You know.
Yeah, John Peters.
They're great.
You're right.
They're great nightmare fuel as a visual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just this sort of primitive fear that we have, and yeah, I think you guys all laid out some good sort of ideas about it. Like, yes, 8 eyes, although typically you can't see them. Like if you look at a spider, you're not looking at its eyes, but you might just know that they're there. But the 8 legs and the way that they move, it seems so unnatural. So I can totally understand it. So yeah, let's get into the movie though, more because, we have to, we do got to wrap it up soon. So I want to make sure we get some good chat in about it. I kind of went back to what MZ said. You were talking about some of the CGI. There was only a couple scenes that I thought didn't look great. And those typically, there was one scene when they're going up the stairs and they had the flashlight and they flashed it on some of the spiders that I thought those looked kind of bad. But for the most part, I thought they looked pretty fucking damn good. Like, especially in some of the scenes where they were like where the landlady, I think it was, when she goes up into the ceiling. I thought that looked awesome. The scene that I talked about earlier in the hallway those looked fucking amazing.
That was a great scene.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
So
my stomach was churning.
Yeah,
that one.
it was so stressful. Holy shit. That's like, I don't really get stressed out watching movies all that often, but that scene had me fucking going. I was like, holy shit. Like I could just feel like getting like stressed out. And, it was that. And, it was the other scene that really stressed me out was when they first encountered the spiders in the bathroom and they were all yelling at each other. Like that scene was stressful because just everyone's yelling and like, yeah, I think they did a really good job with that. But I thought the spiders, there were some scenes where I feel like they were actually animatronic or like puppets or something.
There was one shot of like, it was a fly in a web and all you saw was like the feet coming down. It was like a, you know what I mean? Like, I think MZ's nodding where he knows, where it was like, it was kind of like that. Welcome to my palace, the spider to the fly. You know, it was just that little bit of, because they're fucking scary predators.
The CGI that caught my eye that I didn't find to be all that great, and it's I don't want to make it too much of a spoiler, but there's a scene in a van.
Yeah.
Van is 3 spiders getting ready to go in through a broken window, and then they suddenly disappeared. When they disappeared, you could see that was CGI just by the way their movements was. It wasn't very good at all. That was highly noticeable. The scene that you were talking about, Wolfie, where they going up the stairs, flashing the light on, that was freaking me the fuck out. That was freaking me out because, I mean, they're all just different size spiders. There's like
Yeah.
2 dozen of them, and they're following them, and they're all just different sizes. And every time you turn around and shine the light back on them, they're in a different location. They're in a different position, and they're getting closer and closer and closer. The scene where they throw the Molotov cocktail down the hallway,
Yeah.
and they all start scattering all over the place, and then they realize, oh shit, they can walk on the ceiling.
Right.
Get the fuck out! He's like, run! That was great. Yeah, I mean, because it's like they're gonna think they got it figured out, and it's like, oh shit, look at that. Yeah, the Molotov cocktails exploded everywhere, but look at this. The spiders are walking on the ceiling, and they're still coming after. And then the whole and what about the guy who thought that Caleb was a drug dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like he was some sort of authority figure. Like, meaning like was he the landlord or something? Like
something like that, yeah.
Because I feel like he was telling people what to do, like, because so maybe the other woman, maybe she was just the person who did the cleaning or something. I thought she was maybe the landlady at first, but then when good.
I got the sense that their mom was the landlord, and the Asian woman was just like the maintenance person.
Maybe maintenance, yeah. That seems more appropriate because she was, like doing the like trying to get the spiders at first, like and all that. So
yeah, doing it. She was like the not the spider, but more the Schneider, of the thing. Yeah, that guy, like, he definitely had the tracksuit gimmick, asshole. Like, I don't know if he worked for but I got the fact that the brother and sister, the brother wanted to maintain order. Like, he kind of became the de facto, not leader, but like tried to keep the apartment going despite being in the hood.
So I just found an interview with the director. I want to read just a little bit of this. So apparently they actually shot with real spiders. They had 200 real spiders on set.
Fuck that.
And he says the arachnids in the film, even the ones extra oversized by meticulous visual effects, are giant huntsman spiders, natives of Laos, and currently hold the title for largest spider in the world by leg span. Those legs were what Vanacek was looking for when choosing his small stars. He didn't want to use tarantulas, which, despite the fact that they show up in countless horror movies, aren't the type of spiders most of us are used to seeing in our homes. I wanted a spider that you kind of recognize because you know this type of spider. Everybody has one of these in their shower one day, he said. But I made them bigger, and with big legs like this, you can understand that they will really run fast.
Yeah.
And he said, and yes, they really did. The article goes to say, and yes, they really did use 200 spiders on set, but not all at once. The director says they are able to shoot for 10 seconds, and then after that, they are tired, and you can't have anything from them, he explained. You have to understand them and understand that they are really fragile creatures. They are always afraid, and they always want to hide. When they are on the floor, they will run, and they will seek a place in the shadow. They're able to run for about 10 seconds, and after just 10 seconds, they are completely tired. You can put them on the wall and let them stay, and I can film them because I know they won't move.
You could tell which ones are the real spiders, like in that guy's room where he's got like about 2 dozen of them.
Oh, under the cups, yeah.
You could tell those are real spiders. The one that falls out of the Nike box.
Yeah.
You could real spider. Some of them you can absolutely tell that they're real.
Yeah.
As you could obviously tell that they're not. But the creep factor is no different, because it's the goddamn spiders. I mean,
yeah.
So the creep factor, whether CGI or real, maintains itself. And that's really hard to do, because you watch a movie like Eight-Legged Freaks, you can't take that crap seriously. You know, it was a dumb movie, and no matter how big those spiders were, and they were big, like fucking big, they weren't scary, not in the slightest. It was almost cartoonish. I mean, it was a comedy, of course, but it was just so over the top cartoonish you couldn't possibly take any of it seriously. Here it's they maintained the size of the spider from very, very small, almost pea-sized, to absolutely enormous, but not enormous to the point where you don't feel like it's getting too over the top.
Yeah.
You know, because some of these spiders are getting really, really, really big, but plausible that they could be this big. I can't explain it. It's hard to explain, but I can believe the spiders in this movie being as big as they were. You know, and with that, the creep factor just shoots right through the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some more interesting stuff in this article. I just want to read a little bit more. And so it says, sudden bursts of speed are the huntsman's calling card, but the deadly venom and extreme size are thankfully the film's invention. The spiders, like the human characters, are displaced far from their familiar environment and trapped in a place they don't want to be, beset on all sides by beings more powerful than them who have little regard for their well-being. The movie's French title, Vermines, is a little more double-edged, drawing a parallel between the bugs and the humans, both undesirables seen as a nuisance or worse by the rest of society. So I think that's an important sort of distinction. That's why I think the name Vermin probably would be better, but maybe there's other films in America named that, so that's why they changed it to Infested, which is still appropriate, but I feel like it does miss that nuance of, trying to talk about, the parallel between the humans and the spiders, Well,
that's fair. I mean, I think inherently animals, insects, arachnids, whatever you want to call them, aren't inherently evil, right? It's always about survival and food. You know, if your creature is fed, they're not going to be aggressive. So when something becomes, attacking, that's a different thing. Now, I think with this movie, the groundwork is laid where maybe there's been some experimentation. Maybe this is a unique species that, like, there's some like asshole wasps that come in like fucking, the colonial marines, and they just fucking wreak havoc.
We have,
there are some asshole species that just fucking lay wake, but overall, if a lion's hungry, he might eat my fucking skinny ass when I'm on the fucking veld. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. We have down here. I don't think I ever saw any in Massachusetts, but down here in Maryland, since there's a lot of cicadas, we have cicada wasps. That they literally. Have you guys ever seen these?
No.
Okay. Do you know how big a cicada is?
Yeah, the good size.
Yeah, I would say like maybe, let's see, maybe 2 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. Something like that. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, the wasps are about that size.
Yeah.
Flying fucking wasps that are like this big, like as big as like my forehead, basically, like from like my nose to my hairline. Like.
Right.
It's they're big. Thankfully well, not thankfully, but they really only care about cicadas, supposedly, and they're not aggressive like other wasps, and they also live in the ground, so they don't make nests. So thankfully, you don't have to worry about them making a nest in your house or whatever. But yeah, they're fucking huge, and there's some that fly on our deck over here. Like we saw a huge fucking one flying around on our deck. We're like, all right, we're going in. Yeah.
Let's get a pizza. Okay.
But let me read a little bit more of this article. So the director Vanacek says it was really interesting. It was a really interesting way to talk about xenophobia and the people who are judged for how they look or where they come from. I think the spider's the perfect example because it's a really small thing and it's not dangerous at all, but nobody wants a spider in their living room or in the bathroom. They are immediately judged, not because they are dangerous, but because we don't like their shape and their look. To this point, Vanacek was adamant that the spiders in the movie, dangerous though they are never shown as the aggressors. They are victims because they were taken from their homeland. They don't want to live in this building, and they are attacked by everybody. If you see the movie from the spider point of view, you will see that there is no scene where the spider attacks first. They are always attacked by someone, and they defend themselves.
Yep.
I think that's
Yeah.
a really insightful paragraph. And I did want to bring up, I don't want to talk too much about the end of this movie, but there is a scene when when Caleb is faced with one of the spiders. It's like pretty much towards the end, right? Like when they're in the car and then they stop and he says, turn the lights out. Like, I think that was a very telling scene because at that point, like, I feel like after this sort of scene with his sister in the van, you know, and they came to sort of an understanding and everything, like there's something about that scene that seemed very poignant that I can't quite put my finger on. But I feel like it's almost like, you know what, like I respect you and I'm not going to threaten you or put you in danger, and you go do your thing and we'll do our thing. You know, like I felt like, I don't know, there was something very kind of powerful about that scene right before they got out that I thought was really telling about character development. I wanted to see what you guys thought, if there's anything you wanted to add to that, or if you agree or disagree.
No, I agree pretty much with everything you just said. I don't think there's really anything that I can add to it to enhance it. I think you nailed it right on the money. Right on the money.
Right on the bunny. Yeah, so I think you know, I don't know, I like that where, and the other thing too is that we know Caleb, he has a respect for creatures, for these spiders, and you know, and he sees sort of the good in people, I think. So I feel like at that time he just kind of realized, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. You know, we're not gonna run you over. Like, you know, we're gonna turn the lights out so you can kind of go do your thing. So yeah, I don't know, something kind of poignant about that scene.
Yeah, don't start none.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
there
won't be none.
This is the last thing I'll read from the article. It's actually pretty much over, but Vanacek grew up not far from the building in which Infested is set.
Wow.
It's a drum-shaped housing complex dominated on both ends by large windowed cylinders that look like something out of Blade Runner. It's a stunning work of architecture and immediately calls to mind traps and containers and other enclosed spaces. He says, I come from the suburbs, and the suburbs of France are our subjects, he explained. How people deal with problems in the suburbs is always the same story. You have to put it in a box and let it go, and the problems will solve themselves. The film is not about how we deal with the problems inside the suburbs. It's about how the external world will help us to deal with these problems, and the answer is always to open the box.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's pretty deep, but it sort of speaks more to, that's sort of about the relationship stuff too, is that in essence, they put their feelings in a box and never opened them again. You know, that's why when their lives are threatened, like it sort of all comes out. Like they sort of open those boxes and are like, you know what? Like, yeah, I'm afraid. Like I losing mom sucked, and I lash out because I miss her. You know, or you know, the thing about Jordy. You know how their thing went, and you know, I think it's a really, this film actually is a little bit deeper than even I sort of, you know, like got from the first watch. And I think that's fucking awesome because it's a scary ass film, and like, you know, a lot of people are fucking freaked out by this. And as you mentioned, MZ, like for instance, one of the kings of indie gore, Brian Pollan, was raving about this and how fucking creepy it was, right, and how effective it was. So
which is amazing when you consider that he used to have spiders, tarantulas as pets.
Yeah.
So for that kind of an effect to be taken on somebody who used to have spiders as pets, they got to be doing something right, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I think, you know, this movie, it is fucking horrifying, and on the surface it can be just that. It's a horrifying horror film, but it's one of those things where if you sort of dig a little bit deeper and you know, sort of like that, you know, onion sort of onion thing where if you, you know, peel off some of the layers and you get a little bit deeper, then you find out there's a little bit something more going on in here than maybe what you thought. And, yeah, I mean, it's sort of multi-dimensional in the fact that the spiders sort of parallel the people. They're in a place that they don't want to be in necessarily, right? Like they're paying high rent for small, shitty apartments, you know, like because they can't afford anything else. And they're all packed in there together. So they sort of just have to deal with what they have, but they wish, you know, they could do something else. And yeah, like the spiders were just fine in their homes, you know, in their homeland, so to speak. Yeah. And, you know, these people come and fucking literally smoke them out and ship them around the fucking world and sell them, you know, like it's, yeah, it's a cool parallel.
But like how far did it take them to even get there? Like the spiders were fine being in their tiny hole.
And so I want to talk a little bit now before we wrap up about the sort of the evolution of the spiders. Now, they did call out some science about that, about certain spiders. Like, I don't know if it's legitimate or if it was made up for the film, but they talked about how there are certain species of spiders that can like evolve to fit their surroundings and whatnot. But what did you guys have any issues with the way the spiders sort of evolved and fit into their environment?
No, I didn't have any problem with it at all. It's that part of it is just pure science fiction. I mean, you have this, if I remember correctly, a completely made up species of spider. So with that, you can pretty much make up any story you want. And that also includes how big they can get. Of course, it you know, it kind of, oh, no, never mind. We discussed that part. Never mind. But as far as the size goes, I mean, I have no problem. Like I said, I have no problem with the size and the fact that some grew bigger than others. Maybe they have a chemical in their system that generates their size to grow faster than others, or completely stunts the other one's growth. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like I said, this is a completely made up species of spider. It stands to reason that, you know, the story makers, the writers can make any story they want about them, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm perfectly fine with whatever the spiders do, you know?
Yeah.
One thing I did notice, I don't recall this, but I mean, we see all the webs going on and everything. Was there any spiders in this movie that came down from its own web? Like you know, like a single string of web? I don't recall seeing that.
Oh, you mean just like a single thread? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Wow, that's one little aspect they kind of didn't. Oh no, there was in the hallway when when it was on one of the girls. It was on one of the girls that one came down just before they took off in that hallway, I think.
Oh, the one who stayed behind. Yeah, it was in the web. It wasn't on like a single thread, like not like Charlotte's Web style, you know, but it was in the web.
Right now, it's some pig on a web, you know. So.
Yeah, so anything else you guys wanted to bring up about this? Like, you know, what are the typical things we talk about? There's like score, effects, performances, direction.
I just think there are so many ways this movie could have been cheeseball. And some of this will be my final opinion, but like, I think this took a classic horror movie trope and gave it story and heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that.
Like, I don't know, dude. Like, it ain't fucking Arachnophobia 2, dog.
Ain't Arachnophobia 2, dog.
Yeah.
Still racking.
More racking.
Mo racking.
All right. Well, if there is nothing else, I think we can go to the verdict on this one. Let me just check, see if there's any chat that I missed. I think we're good. All right. So, okay. So we do have a voicemail, though. So just don't want to miss that. All right. Let's do the verdict.
Trick or treat, baby. I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right. It is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether, I almost called it Vermine again, Infested was a trick or a treat. And any final thoughts? Let's start with Monster Zero.
Well, Infested is a very good movie, a very effective, creepy crawly skin up your arm, down your back, across your cheek, down your chest, horror film. And I can actually say that this is probably the best spider movie I have seen since 1977's Kingdom of the Spiders with William Shatner. Because that's a good movie. I just watched it again about maybe 5 months ago. Still holds up. Good movie. But this movie, yes, you guys are right. It does have heart. There is a sentimentality to the characters involved. The performances are good. The creepy crawliness is really good. It will make you look around yourself as you're watching it to make sure there's no eight-legged getting ready to land on your shoulder. It's a very effective thriller. I enjoyed this immensely. The CGI is a little painful to watch at times, but it's not all over the place. Okay. Otherwise, the CGI here is quite good. The lighting is excellent. It's perfect for a movie like this because you have no idea where the next spider is going to be coming from. And I wasn't expecting the kind of ending that I got, but I'm glad I got that ending. That was the fanboy in me would have hoped for a much bigger ending, but I didn't get that. That's fine. This ending that I got, perfectly fine with. So yeah, this is a treat. This is a big treat for me. I enjoyed this a lot.
All right, Michael Ravenshadow.
So, like, if we weren't discussing this for the show, I probably would never have watched this movie. But I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it right now. This movie reminded me. What came to mind was Evil Dead Rises, Aliens, The Walking Dead.
Season 4.
Season 4. I could use some lawn help, but
Call
and
Aries.
this is not, what's that?
Call Aries.
Yeah. Aries pick up. And this is not a like-to-like comparison to those properties I've mentioned, but whatever the monster was background to the human story. And I think any horror movie writer, upcoming, whatever the fuck, this should be something they should watch because you care about these characters. And it's a very rare thing in the horror genre to care about the people that could potentially be a body count. And I think it served its job. And if this was the first time, did he write and direct this?
He co-wrote.
Okay. Still, that's still really impressive and did a great job. And am I going to watch again? Probably not. But I'm really happy I watched this. And I think any upcoming horror creators, disposable characters, we've done it. We've seen it. Give us some heart. Make us care if somebody dies. And I was remarkably surprised by this. And this is not the pain medication talking. So I would say this is a treat.
All right. So for me on this one, yeah, this was a big treat. For a lot of the reasons we already kind of talked about, that this is a horror film with heart, and it is incredibly effective at being a horror movie, because I think everyone can watch this and just understand what the fear is like, like, yeah, okay, seeing one spider can be scary, but seeing millions of them or however many were there, like, and when they don't kind of function the way you would expect them to, like, for instance, when they kill that spider in the fucking bathroom, what happens? Right. I won't say just, but something weird happens that you wouldn't expect. Things like that. And when it sort of plays with the laws of reality in a way, that becomes even more scary. So the scares, highly effective. This is a very stressful movie. If you're afraid of spiders, maybe not. Maybe set this one out. Like if you're really afraid, maybe set this one out. But if you can handle that, like this does still get very stressful. I'm not someone who really gets stressed out by movies, but this one had a couple scenes that really fucking stressed me out, and they were really standout scenes. That hallway scene was amazing. Like that's one of my favorite scenes in a movie this year, I think. That's up there, like the Raid Daredevil fight scene. Let's put spiders in there. It's in the hall. It's literally in the Hall of Fame for hall scenes. Right. Like I would fight a lot more of Taiwanese ninjas than have to run through spiders. Like thousands of them. Like yeah. It's a fucking standout. It's a stellar scene. It's so well done. It's fucking. And I love how they all had sweatshirts on. And it made sense. Put your hoods on. Yeah. I like that, because the kids nowadays wear the sweatshirts. So that was standout. There's a few standout scenes, but that's the absolute standout. And but I just loved how this film resolved, and I love how it had a little bit of heart, and You know, and even reading the interview with the director made me love it even more. Some of the decisions he made, and the fact that they filmed like real fucking spiders, like, that's badass. You know, granted, there was some CGI ones, and maybe they took the actual spiders that they filmed and like digitally enhanced them, made them bigger, and maybe that kind of made some of the scenes look a little weird. For the most part, though, I think they did a really good job with the way that they look.
Dude, you're making a fucking movie, visual fucking storytelling. What are you gonna fucking do?
Right. So no, this is really well made, really well executed, well acted. Like, the direction is great. I'm super excited to see what this dude does with an Evil Dead movie.
Sure.
I didn't love Evil Dead Rise, but you know, like, this dude knows how to make something genuinely scary. I hope he can take that sort of idea and make it work within that world, because I'm super interested to see what that looks like.
Sure.
I would love to see some of the other characters, some of the actors in this, and you know, the dude to play Caleb. I'd love to see him in some other stuff, and yeah, I think everyone did a really great job. So yeah, this is a big treat. It's a really well made horror movie with, you know, like we said, with heart, with emotion. If you want to engage with it, if you don't want to, it's just a good horror movie. But if you want to engage with it and get into that, it's there for you. So yeah, I think people are going to dig this. If you haven't seen it, check out Infested. It is streaming on Shudder currently. And keep an eye out for this director, Sebastian Vanacek. I think is how you pronounce that. So, yeah, give it a look. All right. Well, that is going to wrap up our discussion of Infested. Now, okay, I'll wait till MZ's back. So I was just about to announce the next movie, MZ. There's like 4 movies. I wish I had like asked you guys ahead of time. I know MZ's like, just pick one, dude. Fucking pick one. But the problem is, we may not be able to do all of these movies. So I'm kind of like, well, I kind of don't want to miss them. But there are some movies that were in theaters that I feel like don't need us to talk about them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, some of these movies, a lot of other podcasts are talking about, like, people would have known about them because there's trailers on TV and stuff like that, or online or whatever. So I feel like I'm gonna go with some others that might not have as many eyes on them first, and hope that we can circle back to these other ones that are bigger. And does that make sense to you guys? Focusing on more independent stuff that maybe people wouldn't seek out because they don't know about it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is actually the one I almost picked for this week. But I wanted to do a horror film because we did a couple of films that weren't straight up horror. This one sounds like it's more of a thriller. So, but when you look at the cast, it has a lot of horror royalty in it, or I don't know if I'd say royalty, but a lot of horror, well-known horror actors. Let me just name some of the names here. Let me just pull up. Sorry, I navigated away real quick. Okay, so I guess this dude was in a couple horror movies. I don't recognize his name, but yeah, he was in Halloween Kills, which I never saw, and he actually directed The Wolf of Snow Hollow from 2020, which got some decent praise. But it's Jim Cummings. It has Faison Love in it.
Oh shit!
He's not the horror movie royalty I was referring to, but it does have Jocelyn Donahue. I know MZ knows Jocelyn Donahue from the great holy shit, House of the Devil. That's what I was trying to say. It also has, let's see, Barbara Crampton.
Oh, Flair.
Richard Brake.
Shit.
Who's typically the best part of every Rob Zombie movie he's in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gene Jones. Do you guys remember Gene Jones? He was.
Yeah, he was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right?
Jesus. He was the in the Sacrament. He played the father. So like the cult leader. Like what was the name of that cult? He played. I forget the
Jesus.
No, he was supposed to be. What was the Kool-Aid cult? What was that one?
Jim Jarmusch.
Jonestown.
Jonestown. Yeah. He played like
Jim Jones, not Jim Jarmusch.
Jonestown. Yeah, he was basically like the, that main character from like Jonestown. So, anyways, yeah, he's in it as well. And then let's see, there's a couple others I recognized. Maybe not. Nicholas Logan, does that name sound familiar to anyone? He's been in some stuff I've seen, but just looks like bit parts. Let me just check one more. Sierra McCormick. Oh yeah, she was in that movie Vast of Night that we did a few years ago. But that was like a radio.
Yep.
Like an old, like a 50s or 60s movie. So she was in that. She was in VFW. Okay, that's why I recognize her. So she was in 2 movies we did recently. So anyways, name of the movie is The Last Stop in Yuma County. And it's a crime thriller, and it says, while stranded at a rural Arizona rest stop, a traveling salesman is thrust into a dire hostage situation by the arrival of 2 bank robbers with no qualms about using cruelty or cold, hard steel to protect their bloodstained fortune. And it is directed by Francis, I don't know if it's Galuppi or Galuppi, Galluppi. Is he a good Italian boy, Raven Shadow?
Si.
So is that Galuppi or Galuppi? Looks like Galuppi.
Galoob.
Galoob. I think it's Galuppi. Francis Galuppi. And so the connection to this week's movie that we just did is Francis Galuppi is doing the other Evil Dead movie that's currently being worked on. So there's 2 Evil Dead movies in production. Actually, one's in development, one's in pre-production. The one that Francis Galuppi is directing is in development, and it's called Untitled Evil Dead. And the one directed by Sebastian Vanacek is Untitled Evil Dead Spinoff. So apparently Sam Raimi saw this movie from Francis Galuppi, The Last Stop in Yuma County, and he's like, I need this dude to do an Evil Dead movie. So even though it's like a crime thriller, it's something that inspired Sam Raimi to want to work with this guy. So that's why I was like, all right, well, looking at the cast, hearing about that, there's got to be some stuff, right? Like, so it's it's kind of an interesting back-to-back sort of double feature that we're doing because, it's directors who are going to be doing the next 2 Evil Dead films. So there you go. We will do The Last Stop in Yuma County from Francis Galuppi. So, all right. We do have a voice message. Let me just go ahead and pull this up. And then we'll wrap it all up in a nice little bow. This might be a good warning for you, Raven Shadow, because I know you don't want to laugh.
Oh, God damn it!
But this is from Jason, the Joke Man.
Oh shit!
Voorhees.
Oh shit!
So I like if it's from a jokester, I mean it might be funny. So
I got your voicemail.
So just warning you.
All right, let me have a cigarette. I'll probably feel better.
Do you have? Does it hurt to fucking smoke?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just cough.
Well, don't do that. Maybe you should quit right now. Just quit.
No, I don't cough from this kind of smoking.
No. Oh, the other kind.
Yeah. Well.
By the way, Raven Shadow, you weren't here for the beginning of the show, but this episode is episode 617, huh? Represent.
Oh, shit.
All right. You guys want to hear from Jason the Joke Man Voorhees?
Hey!
All right.
Yes.
Let's hear from the man.
Hey, Raven Shadow, I heard you fell. Hey. And then he fell 6 feet, and then he fell down the hill, and then he got hit by a car, and then he got hit by a bus, and then he got hit by a train. Seriously, I hope you feel better, pal. Like.
Don't fall down again. Oh, ow. I remember so much.
Jason the Joke Man. I remember MZ used to do that fucking laugh all the time.
Such a brother.
When did Jackie pass away?
Pass.
No, sorry. I was thinking. Oh my God, why did I think Fred? Fred passed away.
Fred the elephant passed away.
Wait, what am I thinking of? Holy shit! I feel like a fucking dummy.
The closest on the roster was Ralph passed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fred, Jackie, Robin, and Howard are all still around. I guess Jackie died when his contract wasn't renewed, which sucks. Hey, I want more money than Fred. I want more money than Monster Zero.
Yeah, I feel like so Jackie was fucking hilarious. Like I love the show back then, but I feel like oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Who's the dude that eventually replaced him? Artie, yeah. I mean, Artie was fucking funny, but like I just feel like it was a different show, like
it was.
Yeah, like Jackie was fucking hilarious.
Jackie, Robin, Howard, and Fred were the giant size X-Men of the show. That was like that's the classic roster. I even like when AJ Benza was on until he got into a fight with Sutter and John and punched him for real.
Oh yeah, holy shit.
But Artie was great until he fucking couldn't stop doing the H. Like fuck. I miss Billy West. I'm not as much into the new kids coming up.
Yeah, I don't know about them, so.
Yeah, but Jackie was great. I bought Sergeant Pecker on the DVD.
We'll have to focus more on this another time, I think, because we're getting towards the end. I don't want to start going down memory lane, but we'll have to, if we do something like that, we'll have to have our pal on because he knows a lot.
Pal should be on all the time.
How long has it been since it? So I don't listen anymore. Artie's not on the show, right? Like he's been gone for a while.
No, he's been gone for a while.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I actually had tickets for Artie right before the world stopped at the Hanover Theater. And he backed out literally 2 weeks before the world fell apart back in March 2020, whatever the fuck. But his nose is all fucked up. And I've read both his books. I like Artie. He just loved the coke and the H too much, I think.
Yeah, I just looked the pictures of him now are just
not good.
It's crazy how someone's nose could do that.
Yeah.
From drugs.
Cookie.
What's that, MZ?
Nose looks like a thumbprint cookie.
It does. It's fucking crazy. Has Jackie ever been on, like, has he go on the show at all? You guys know?
I think he's come out saying some negative things. A couple of guys, John said some negative stuff. I think Jackie's went on like Opie Anthony a couple of times, and I don't know. It's just too bad. That was lightning in a barrel for me.
Yeah. I think the thing I might have actually mistook was, I think we might have talked about when Fred the Elephant Boy passed away. And I remember I saw an article that said something like Howard, was like really sad about that, right? And he I remember he said something about he wished his friend would have gotten like some help or something like that. And so I thought, when I saw Fred, I thought it was, I thought it was the Fred, on the show,
Well, I'm thinking, I mean, Ralph Cirilla passed. That was a thing too. Another thing, didn't get the treatment that he could have gotten. That was the most recent.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'm sure a lot of people don't really care to, maybe they don't want to hear us fucking prattle on about it.
I don't even care. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll go
wow. Jeez.
Okay, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Hey.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it. So let's wrap it up. MZ, go ahead. Say goodbye to the folks.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
All right. Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
And don't crack a rib.
Too late, Luthor. Too late.
All right.
Just be careful. Be careful out there.
Careful out there, yeah. All right. Well, that is gonna wrap up the show. Let me see here. Sorry, I was looking at the chat, and it's just some Jackie stuff. That Jackie came back as a guest a couple times with Stern, has cut off a ton of old staff for the past 10 years. And he said, night all. All right, pal. It's good to hear from you, and good to hear from Jason the Joke Man Voorhees.
Stop it. It hurts. Stop it.
All right, next week, as I mentioned, we will be talking about the film from Francis Galuppi, and that is The Last Stop in Yuma County. It is available on VOD. I think I looked it up. I think it was on Amazon. And let me just see here, just to verify. Yeah, so you can rent it on Amazon. Probably all the other places you can get VOD as well. I just wanted to look at that one. So The Last Stop in Yuma County. That's the movie we're doing next week. And it's from director Francis Galuppi, who will be directing one of the upcoming Evil Dead movies. So give it a look and come back. Let us know what you think. Leave us a voice message, podcast at trickortreatradio.com. That's going to do it. All right, everyone. Be careful out there. Be safe. Have a good Memorial Day weekend if you celebrate here in the States. And don't break a rib. All right. See ya.